My beloved child, before this moment passes, listen carefully, because something gentle is moving toward your life in a way you did not expect. Do not rush through these words. Do not skip, because a quiet shift has already begun, and many people fail to notice the beginning of something important simply because it arrives softly instead of loudly. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the first sign of a new chapter often feels almost invisible before it becomes unforgettable. There are seasons when nothing appears to change on the outside, yet everything is quietly being arranged beyond what you can currently see. You may have wondered why certain doors slowed down, why some conversations faded, why some hopes seemed delayed even when your heart was ready. But what felt delayed was not empty time. It was preparation. Even the silence you questioned had purpose hidden inside it. Something new does not always enter with celebration. Sometimes it begins with a calm feeling you cannot explain, a thought that returns at unusual hours, a sudden desire to look ahead instead of behind. That gentle feeling inside you is not accidental. It is the signal that your spirit is noticing what your eyes have not fully recognized yet. Do not skip this moment, because what you thought was an ordinary day may be remembered later as the day everything quietly turned. There are details around you right now that seem small, but they are connected in ways you may understand very soon. A sentence you hear, a person who reappears, an unexpected opportunity, a calm answer arriving after long confusion, these are not random pieces. They are often the earliest lines of a chapter that has already started writing itself. You have carried questions that were never fully answered. You have looked at certain parts of your life and wondered why they remained unfinished. Yet unfinished does not mean forgotten. Some things were paused because the timing had to become stronger than the pressure around you. There are moments prepared for you that could not arrive until your heart learned what it now understands. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and this is why your spirit has felt unusually alert lately. Even if you could not explain it, part of you already sensed movement before evidence appeared. That quiet expectation inside you is not meaningless. It is often the first whisper before a real turning point becomes visible. A new chapter does not ask permission from old disappointments. It begins even while old memories still try to speak. It begins even when doubt remains nearby. It begins when you least expect softness to become strength. And right now, there is something gentle entering your path that does not come to disturb you, but to reposition you. You may soon notice that what once felt heavy begins losing its hold. Certain fears that stayed close to you may suddenly feel smaller. Certain thoughts that used to return every night may begin fading because your focus is being drawn somewhere new. This is how change often starts, not with noise, but with a quiet release. Do not skip, because many people miss the beginning by looking only for dramatic signs. Yet some of the most powerful changes begin with a single unexpected piece. A calm answer, a different reaction, a new idea that arrives and refuses to leave. There is also something else you should notice carefully. What once closed around you may no longer stay closed. A conversation that seemed impossible may reopen. A path you believed had disappeared may return in a different form. Something that looked finished may reveal that it was only waiting for the right moment to continue. And if you have been wondering why your heart has recently remembered certain dreams you nearly abandoned, it is because those dreams were never meant to disappear completely. Some of them are returning because the chapter ahead needs them again. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What is coming may not arrive exactly how you once imagined, but sometimes what arrives differently carries greater peace than what you originally requested. There are people who may soon notice a change in you before you fully describe it yourself. They may see calm where there used to be tension. They may hear clarity where there was once hesitation. This is because inner change often appears before outer results become visible. And remember this carefully, not every ending was a loss. Some endings were simply making room for language your future needed. Some closed pages were protecting the sentence now preparing to begin. A gentle message reaches you today because your heart needed calm before the next step becomes clear. You do not need to force everything at once. You do not need to understand every detail immediately. Sometimes the strongest beginning comes quietly enough that only those who truly listen can feel it first. Do not skip now, because this next part matters deeply. Something you thought had been delayed may actually be arriving in a form far more complete than before. What once seemed uncertain may begin forming with unusual clarity. And when that clarity appears, you will remember this moment and understand why the silence lasted longer than expected. The new chapter may begin with one small sign, but that sign can carry more meaning than many loud moments from the past. It may come through timing that surprises you. It may come through peace that feels unfamiliar because you have waited so long for it. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. And the quiet you feel right now is not emptiness, it is the sound of something preparing to arrive gently, but powerfully. Sometimes the page turns so softly that only later do you realize your life has already entered a different story. Even now, while you are listening, there is a reason your heart feels pulled to remain here a little longer, because not every message reaches a person at the exact moment it is needed. Yet this one may be arriving precisely when your spirit is ready to hear what comes next. Do not skip, because some moments look simple while they are actually carrying the first signal of a change that later becomes impossible to ignore. You may have thought that nothing unusual was happening because the days looked familiar, the hours moved normally, and everything around you seemed ordinary. But some of the most important beginnings hide themselves inside ordinary days so quietly that only later do people understand that something had already started shifting. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and what has been quietly prepared around your life may soon become clearer than before. A sentence you hear unexpectedly, a person reaching out at the right time, a sudden opening in a place where nothing moved before. These things can appear small, yet they often carry the weight of an entirely new direction. There are times when the heart notices change before the mind accepts it. That is why lately certain thoughts may have returned to you without warning. Certain hopes may have appeared again even after you told yourself not to expect too much. This is often how a new chapter introduces itself. First through a feeling, then through a sign, then through something undeniable. Do not skip, because there are details being aligned that you cannot fully measure yet. What looked delayed was not forgotten. What looked silent was not empty. Sometimes silence is where the strongest preparation happens, because what is meant to last often grows quietly before anyone notices. You may soon look back and realize that a closed season was teaching you how to recognize the right door when it finally appeared. And that door may not look dramatic at first. It may arrive through peace instead of excitement, through clarity instead of pressure, through a gentle certainty that tells you this moment feels different. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and there is a reason your attention keeps returning here. Some chapters begin not with loud celebration, but with one unexpected calm thought: maybe something is finally changing. There are things you almost gave up thinking about because too much time passed. Yet not everything delayed is denied. Some answers take longer because they are connected to moments that must arrive in exact order. If one piece moves too early, the whole picture feels incomplete. But when the right moment comes, even one small event can suddenly explain many past delays. And what is surprising is this: what you thought was ending may actually have been repositioning. What you believed was being removed may simply have been making space for what fits better now. Do not skip, because many people miss gentle beginnings by expecting only dramatic signs. But a new chapter often begins when your inner voice becomes quieter and your direction becomes stronger. You may soon notice that certain conversations no longer affect you the same way. Certain old fears may lose strength. Certain memories may stop controlling your decisions because your focus is being gently redirected towards something that belongs ahead of you, not behind you. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. A moment is coming when something ordinary may suddenly feel meaningful, and you will understand why you were asked to remain patient even when answers seemed far away. What arrives next may not come with noise, yet it may carry more power than anything loud you have experienced recently. It may be one opportunity, one message, one unexpected piece, one clear answer, but it can shift the atmosphere of everything around you. And when that moment comes, you may realize that your heart had already been prepared before the sign appeared. That is why even now there is a quiet sense that something is moving closer. Do not skip this part, because once in a lifetime changes often begin with very small moments that most people overlook. A new chapter does not always announce itself. Sometimes it simply opens while you are still wondering if anything has changed. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and what is approaching may be softer than expected but stronger than anything you recently imagined. The page is turning more gently than you think, but it is turning. There is a quiet reason you are still here at this exact moment. Because sometimes a heart remains listening when it senses that one sentence may explain what many silent days could not explain. Do not skip, because what feels gentle now may soon become one of the clearest turning points you have felt in a long time. A new chapter often begins before people recognize its shape. At first it appears like a small shift in thought, a strange calm during a familiar day, or a sudden feeling that something unfinished is finally moving again. You may have noticed recently that certain moments feel different even when nothing obvious has changed around you. That difference matters more than you think. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and there are signs that quiet preparation is becoming visible little by little. What once seemed still may already be moving beneath the surface. The reason you could not understand certain pauses before is because not every answer arrives while the question is being asked. Some answers appear only when your heart has learned how to receive them. There were days when you looked around and wondered whether anything meaningful was approaching, because the hours felt ordinary and the same concerns repeated themselves. Yet ordinary hours often hide extraordinary beginnings. Many people discover later that the day everything changed looked completely normal while it was happening. Do not skip, because a surprising truth belongs here. Some of the things that did not work before were not failures, they were unfinished paths that could not continue until a stronger moment appeared. What felt like delay may have been protection from stepping into something before it was ready to hold you well. And now there is a gentle sense returning to your spirit, as if your heart is becoming aware that a page is lifting even if your eyes cannot yet read the next line clearly. That feeling is important. It is often the first whisper before clarity arrives. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There may soon be a moment when one simple event explains why so many earlier pieces did not fit. A conversation may sound different. A decision may suddenly become easy. A path that once looked uncertain may begin to look natural, almost as if it had been quietly waiting for you to arrive at this exact state of mind. Sometimes the beginning of a new chapter does not come through excitement but through relief. You suddenly notice that what once troubled you no longer has the same weight. You realize that something inside you has become calmer without you forcing it. This calm is not empty. It often means your inner world has already stepped toward what is next. Do not skip, because many overlook this stage. They wait for loud proof and miss the quiet evidence already surrounding them. Yet quiet evidence is often stronger because it grows without pressure. There are also things returning to your attention now that you thought had disappeared. Old hopes may appear with new meaning. Forgotten ideas may suddenly feel possible again. This does not happen by accident. Sometimes what belongs in the next chapter returns gently so you can recognize it with fresh eyes. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and what is approaching may surprise you by how peaceful it feels. Not every important moment arrives with noise. Some of the most unforgettable changes begin with one calm realization: something is no longer standing where it once stood inside me. And when that happens, even your way of seeing the future begins to change. You stop measuring tomorrow by yesterday's disappointments. You begin noticing possibility where you once expected delay. Do not skip this moment, because there is a reason your attention is still being held here. A once-in-a-lifetime shift often starts with one sentence that lands deeply enough to awaken hope again. Soon you may understand why certain doors stayed closed, why certain answers took longer, and why your path had to remain quiet until now. Some chapters are introduced softly because they are meant to last longer than anything rushed. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The next page may arrive more gently than expected, but when it opens, you will know this was not an ordinary pause. It was the beginning of something prepared with care, arriving exactly when your heart could finally feel its meaning. At this point, listen even more carefully, because some messages become deeper the longer you stay with them, and what seems simple at first can suddenly reveal meaning that feels personal in a way you did not expect. Do not skip, because a gentle beginning often hides a powerful turning point that only becomes visible to those who remain attentive. There are moments when life changes quietly enough that no one around you notices at first, yet inside, something unmistakable begins to move. You may already be standing inside such a moment now. Perhaps you cannot fully explain why certain thoughts have become stronger, why certain old worries feel weaker, or why a calm expectation appears without a clear reason. These are not empty feelings. They are often signs that a new chapter is already opening while you are still learning how to read it. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and there is a reason this feeling of quiet anticipation keeps returning. Sometimes the heart senses movement before events confirm it. Long before the visible change arrives, the inner world begins preparing space for it. What is surprising is that many important beginnings do not arrive through what people call dramatic moments. Instead, they come through a sentence that stays in your mind, an unexpected peace during an ordinary hour, or a sudden understanding that something no longer belongs where it once stood in your life. Do not skip, because what once felt delayed may now be approaching with unusual clarity. There were reasons certain answers did not come earlier. Some things needed time to become complete enough to reach you in the right form. What looked slow was often careful preparation. You may soon notice that one small event carries more meaning than expected. A message, a meeting, a thought, or even one simple decision may begin opening understanding that was hidden for a long time. And when that happens, you may realize that many quiet days were not empty at all, they were leading here. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. This next season may not announce itself loudly, but it may become unforgettable because of how naturally it begins fitting where confusion once lived. There is also something beautiful about gentle beginnings. They often bring peace before explanation. You may feel calm before you know why. You may sense direction before the full path appears. This is how many strong chapters begin, not with complete answers, but with enough light for the next step. Do not skip, because once In a lifetime, changes often begin with one inner realization: I am no longer where I used to be, even if everything outside still looks similar. That realization matters deeply. It means your perspective is shifting. It means your spirit is no longer holding the past in the same way. It means something inside has become ready for what comes next. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and what comes next may arrive in a form more peaceful than you imagined. Not every important moment needs noise to be powerful. Sometimes the strongest thing is quiet certainty. You may also notice that certain things which once demanded your attention no longer hold the same weight. Some worries may begin fading naturally. Some questions may stop feeling urgent because clarity is gently replacing pressure. This is often the hidden beauty of a new chapter. Before the world sees change, your inner world begins breathing differently. Do not skip this part, because what feels gentle now may soon become the sentence you remember when everything finally makes sense. A day that seems ordinary can later become the exact day you recognize as the beginning. And when you look back, you may understand that the silence, the waiting, and the slower moments were never empty pages. They were preparing the space where this next line could finally be written. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The page is not turning with force. It is turning with quiet strength, and that is why it may last longer than anything rushed ever could. What is beginning may be soft, but it is real, and sometimes the gentlest chapter becomes the one remembered most deeply. What makes this moment different is that some changes begin so quietly that only a listening heart can recognize them before they fully appear. Do not skip, because there are seasons when the smallest inner shift carries more meaning than the loudest event outside, and you may be standing in such a season right now. For a long time, certain things may have seemed unchanged. The same routines, the same waiting, the same unanswered thoughts may have followed you day after day. Yet even while nothing looked dramatic, something beneath the surface was slowly arranging itself with great care. Quiet preparation often feels invisible until one day a single moment reveals that everything has been moving all along. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the next step may arrive in a way so gentle that it first feels like peace before it feels like change. That is why you must notice the calm moments carefully. Sometimes calm is not emptiness. Sometimes calm is the first announcement that a new chapter has already touched your life. There are thoughts that have returned recently with unusual clarity. Ideas you nearly released may now feel alive again. Hopes that once felt distant may suddenly feel possible without any clear reason. This return is important, because what belongs ahead often begins calling softly before it becomes visible. Do not skip, because one surprising truth must be understood. What felt delayed was often being shaped to fit you better than before. If certain things had arrived earlier, they may not have carried the same peace they can carry now. There were lessons hidden inside waiting, even if you did not enjoy the silence. The heart learns differently when answers take time. It becomes stronger, quieter, and more capable of recognizing what truly matters. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There may soon be a moment when something ordinary suddenly feels deeply meaningful, a simple word, an unexpected opening, a quiet confirmation that arrives exactly when you need it. And when that moment comes, you may understand why certain chapters had to close gently before this one could begin. Not every closed page was loss. Some pages ended because their purpose was complete, even if you did not understand it then. What is beautiful about a new chapter is that it often begins before certainty appears. You first feel drawn forward. You notice your thoughts becoming lighter. You sense that something no longer needs to be carried the same way. Do not skip, because many people overlook this stage and only recognize change after it has already taken root. Yet you are being invited to notice it now, while it is still quiet enough to feel personal. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and there is a reason your attention keeps returning here. Some messages arrive when the heart is finally able to hear them fully. You may also discover that what once seemed impossible begins looking natural. A path you stopped expecting may return in a better form. A direction that once felt closed may open with surprising ease. That is often how gentle beginnings work. They do not force themselves. They simply arrive with a calm strength that feels unmistakably right. Do not skip this part, because once in a lifetime revelations often begin with one small realization. Something inside me has already changed, even before the world around me fully shows it. That inner change matters more than many visible signs, because when the heart changes first, the next chapter becomes easier to receive without fear. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Soon you may look back at this quiet moment and realize that while everything seemed ordinary, a new page had already started turning with remarkable softness. And sometimes the softest beginning becomes the strongest story later, because it entered quietly enough to remain deeply rooted.